Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. And True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Allen Treadwell. Join us this season as we go on adventures from coast to coast, experiencing some of America's most amazing landscapes and taking you with us to some unbelievable properties. On this episode, we start in Wyoming on an exceptional ranch that borders state and BLM lands before heading to Colorado to check out a property agent Lonnie Gustin has listed, and then it's off to Wyoming to check out a ranch with diverse terrain, great views, and outstanding hunting. And finally, we wind up in Idaho to check out an unbelievable ranch with gorgeous views, excellent water rights, and a turnkey cattle operation. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on HaydenOutdoors.com. Now let's head to Colorado, where I had the chance to meet up with fellow broker Bobby Norris and experience their annual T-Cross spring branding tradition they put on with family and friends. Southeastern Colorado, a landscape encompassing a diverse terrain and known for its vast plains and beautiful mountain backdrops. A rugged area that has been home to cowboy and cattle operations throughout the ages, and an area rich in history and cultural heritage. Just north of Pueblo, Colorado lies the Legacy Ranch. T-Cross Ranch is run by Bobby Norris and his young sons. Bobby's a fellow Hayden broker and is well known in the Texas community and around the nation for his numerous accolades, including member of the National Cowboy Hall of Fame and trustee of the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame. Also, Bobby's father was the iconic Marlboro Man and founded the T-Cross Ranches. The famous T-Cross brand is synonymous with quality in both its quarter horse operation and cattle. And we're excited to be out in Colorado to experience their annual spring branding tradition on the open range, just like they did 100 years ago. And just like the days of old, a necessity in every cowboy operation is a good cook. Morning, Cookie.
Hey, how are you?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Looks like you got her started this morning.
We're on the way.
What time did you get out here?
About 4.
About 4. Is it steak 3 meals a day whenever you're branding cattle?
You got that right,
Okay.
and it only gets better.
You got to keep these cowboys well fed, don't you?
Yeah?
I think you're the most important part of this job, really.
Oh, no. They're starting to roll in. I got biscuits ready. We got gravy ready.
Oh, already biscuits and gravy too. Got coffee on over there.
Yeah.
Cowboy in the gates, he's kind of got all the pressure on him, don't he?
Yeah, he's the one who's got to keep the calves out and let the heifers by, in and by. That's kind of how we refer to it.
So when we were in Texas at the cutting horse deal,
Right.
that horse is kind of cutting right there, but a little different version of it.
Yeah, so the cutting that we have now evolved from cattle work just like out here in the open. They'd have one rider who was riding the best horse,
Yeah.
go in there and cut whatever they needed out of that particular herd. And then the turnback riders would hold the rest of the herd. But yeah, that's where the cutting was made, is right out here.
So every spring for the last 50 years or so, the T-Cross ranches host their annual spring branding where they invite family and all kinds of friends from all over to come out and join in, and we were there early as folks started to roll in. And I caught up with Bobby Norris and his sons to hear a little bit more about their long-standing tradition. Bobby, this is kind of a family affair out here, isn't it?
It really is, for a lot of decades actually.
Yeah. What's the history like? I mean, I know these are your boys. They've been out here with you since they could probably get on a horse.
Oh yes sir, yeah, it's a generational thing. It's not as common as it used to be, and it's a way of life that we're trying to keep alive. We do it the old-fashioned way. We got the chuck wagon and the whole nine, and it's something that's part of the whole Western heritage, and you know, takes a lot of work to keep it alive, but it's well worth doing.
I tell you, I mean, this is kind of a spectacle. You got folks coming from all over the country coming out here to do this. They've been doing it a lot of years with you too.
We have. We've got one couple that's come out of New York City every year for 18 years in a row.
To come out and brand cattle with you.
To come do this. South Texas, Houston, California, Utah. We've had them from literally probably every state. With Florida. I don't think we've had anybody from Rhode Island yet, but you never know.
What are you doing, dog?
So you're branding, vaccinating?
Branding, vaccinating. We cut all our calves when they hit the ground, when they're born.
Okay.
And a lot of the work's already been done, and that sure speeds it up. But you know, we'll do 6 or 7 at a time.
Yeah.
And I mean that goes pretty quick.
Bobby's dad paid $50 for the T-Cross brand in 1950, and it was actually the first registered brand in the state of Colorado. It was really cool seeing Bobby taking this routine work on the ranch and turning it into something so enjoyable to friends and family alike. And I was excited to get the gloves on and get in on some of the action.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, field bags, knives, hats, and more from popular brands like Orvis, Otterbox, Hook, Cool, and Filson. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Ride for the brand. Resting in northeast Wyoming lies a cattle ranch that has hit the market for the first time in generations. The Old Sundance Road Ranch offers 15,534 deeded acres located just a few miles west of Sundance in the shadows of the beautiful Black Hills region. This classic western ranch provides owners with historic improvements including 3 farmhouses, barns, and cattle ranch buildings with excellent haying and grazing opportunities. Indian Cara Creek runs through the property and offers excellent water for livestock and wildlife alike. The property is well fenced and cross-fenced and has facilities for working cattle on site. Old Sundance offers excellent hunting for elk, both mule deer and white-tailed deer, turkeys, and small game. In addition, just 5 miles away lies Keyhole Reservoir that's known for amazing fishing and recreational opportunities. With great location, active cattle management, recreational opportunities, and beautiful views of ponderosa pine-covered hills, this multi-use ranch is second to none and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For a private tour of Old Sundance Road Ranch, contact Dax Hayden or Bill Vasick today or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Lending. We find the best loan for your land.
Now let's head to Fremont County, Wyoming to check out a property agent Cody Jacks has listed, Hancock Ranch.
The roughly 545-acre Hancock Ranch is located just south of Lander, Wyoming, with great access right off Highway 28. The land is mostly rangeland with spring-fed bottoms and a spring-fed pond, as well as Weiser Creek running through the lower elevations, creating excellent conditions for stock and wildlife. The ranch has an abundance of wildlife that frequent the property, from elk, deer, antelope, upland birds, coyotes, and mountain lion, and the ranch also qualifies for landowner tax. Several large elk herds can be found wintering on the ranch and are also present throughout the summer months. The ranch is bordered on 3 sides by state and BLM land, creating additional land access. The Hancock Ranch is an excellent opportunity to own a recreational retreat in one of the greatest hunting locations Wyoming has to offer.
Now let's head to Moffat County, Colorado to check out a property agent Lonnie Gustin has listed, Elkhead Creek Ranch.
The 99-acre Elkhead Creek Ranch sits on Elkhead Creek and is the perfect combination of location and privacy. The ranch is located 20 minutes from the towns of Craig and Hayden, Colorado, while the Yampa Valley Regional Airport is 30 minutes away. The land contains roughly 40 acres of irrigated meadows, which is watered by 0.9 CFS. The home is 3,800 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, a beautiful stone wet bar, an entertainment room with a fireplace, and a spacious kitchen with high-end appliances. The ranch also offers a 2,700 square foot shop with concrete floor and power, as well as a barn with horse stalls. Elkhead Creek runs through the property for 3/4 of a mile, and the ranch sits in great proximity to public lands, adding endless opportunity for recreation.
And finally, we're in Crook County, Wyoming to check out an outstanding offering Hayden's own Bill Vosick and Dax Hayden have listed, Little Houston Creek Ranch. You know, Dax, this northeast part of Wyoming is probably one of my favorite places in the world. It's beautiful up here.
It is gorgeous, and this year the grass is just amazing, and have this much rain and have it look this good up here this time of year is beautiful.
You know, there's some cattle behind us. You're looking back there at belly deep grass on those cattle eating it.
Yeah, they look like they're having a good time out there for sure.
You know, this little Houston ranch, we've been driving around it, and you talk about a pretty place.
It is. It's got a good creek going through it, and mostly pine-covered, ponderosa pine-covered hills. Excellent hunting, 10 minutes to Sundance, Wyoming. I-90 gives it excellent access, and you've got your own access to get off. And it's rare to find a place that has that kind of access, and yet we're out here in the middle of a bunch of pines and elk and deer, and you know, just beautiful.
You talked about hunting a little bit, the hunting opportunities on this place, but what kind of animals can a guy expect to find on this ranch?
It's got an excellent elk herd in this area, so they move in and out of here a lot, and so I would say this ranch is above average or excellent elk hunting. There's a mix of whitetail and mule deer in here, and so that's unusual. It's probably a 50-50 mix. So in the bottoms you get some more whitetails, and on the tops you get the mule deer. Turkeys galore, so they've got a really good set of Merriam turkeys in here, and so, you know, as far as a privacy legacy place to build a upscale home or a hunting camp or something like that, it's just outstanding.
For more information on this ranch or any others, go to HaydenOutdoors.com.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.HaydenOutdoors.com. Outdoor Lending offers a consultative approach to farm and recreational land lending. With relationships in mind, Outdoor Lending's concierge service matches the lender with the appropriate lending partner. Outdoor Lending, where we find you the best loan for your land. Learn more at OutdoorLending.com. Your work is your ethic. Your handshake is your bond. Your word will outlive you. There's only so much you can leave behind in this life. Make your land your legacy. Landowners nationwide trust Western Heritage with their land enhancement and development. No matter what the project is, Western Heritage will make sure your future is in good hands. Your own. This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build.
Now let's head to Custer County, Idaho to check out a gorgeous working ranch on the Salmon River that Austin Callison has listed, Peva Rafter P Ranch.
Bob, thank you for having us out here to your ranch today. Bob, just Start off by telling me a little bit about the ranch and your family history, if you would.
Well, I was born and raised in Chalice, Custer County, and pretty proud of it. And I come from several generations of ranchers that were early pioneer ranch families in Custer County and Round Valley. Our family philosophy has always been that we want the ranch to be better next year than it is this year, better this year than it was last year.
Sure.
Never stop improving.
So tell me a little bit more about the ranch operation in terms of how you guys operate it with your irrigation and your cows and that sort of thing.
We like happy cows. So whatever we do, we make sure we feed enough, we make sure we grow enough forage for them so they're never unhappy.
What about in terms of your production? You get 2 cuttings off of here and then you're able to turn the cows back out.
Yeah, Chalice is high desert country as far as climate goes, but we're fortunate, you know, the higher elevation you don't get as many crops, but the hay crops that you do produce are very fine stemmed, high quality alfalfa hay. We produce probably average 4.5 ton to the acre. We produce each year between 1,800 and 2,000 ton of hay.
The location of the ranch is right between Highway 93. About half of it is on the west side and then the other half is on the east side. Right now we're down by the Salmon River, and the Salmon River with some BLM ground borders up to the ranch. So the location and the views that we have down here are just beautiful. One thing that we're proud of at this ranch, and you guys are proud of at this ranch, is the amount of water that you have. We're selling 1,400 acres here, but we've got 2,100 acres of water rights available.
Yeah, we're very fortunate on our water rights. We get part of our water out of Salmon River and part out of Chalice Creek. Quite a lot of the pasture, which is strictly for grazing, is irrigated pasture with flood irrigation. And the alfalfa is mostly center pivot irrigated. And we're fortunate here with the pivots that we have, almost all of it is gravity flow pressure, so eliminates the electric bill of a pump. I brought my wife into this country in 1976. My wife grew up on a farm in Twin Falls, so she knew what farming was all about. We brought our 2 daughters up, doing the same thing. They participated in the work of the ranch. And you teach your kids the virtues of hard work, confidence, and honesty, and then they learn the rewards that you benefit from that.
And you can see that when you're going around out here, there's pride of ownership. You pull off the highway and you look in here and you see that.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by True Timber, the world's best-selling camo.
It's what we've been waiting for all year. All the preparation. The early mornings and late nights. Hot, cold, wet or windy. Mother Nature isn't doing anyone any favors. From the piney woods of the south to the old-growth hardwoods of the east, through the ocean of Midwestern prairies and down deep into the marsh, you simply won't find more effective hunting camo. Gear for hunters, by hunters. Gear that works just as hard as those wearing it. Learn more about the world's best-selling camo at truetimber.com.
It can look like the hue of a deep blue sky, the shimmer of wheat waving in the wind. A riffle running restless next to a deep, calm pool. Or a wide open range reaching from horizon to horizon. Land means something different to everyone. Hunting, fishing, farming, ranching, buying, selling. Whatever land is to you, find it here. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. At Hayden Outdoors, we truly value our team of professional land brokers and agents. They are knowledgeable individuals, share our love of the land, and are dedicated to excellent work ethics and attention to detail. We are currently seeking experienced land professionals from coast to coast to join the Hayden team. If you believe you're a good fit, please contact us at 866-741-8323. We look forward to hearing from you. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
Got to make it over here pretty quick before this iron gets cold. Put your left foot right here. You want to get it higher up on their back, right there. Remember, put your left foot right behind that hip bone.
Okay.
To help it. Put weight on that foot. Don't be bashful about it.
Just like that, right?
Foot on the hip.
Right there?
Right about there. Okay. Now up and down, down, side to side, rock it back and forth. That boy. Good. That's it. Now twist it in the sand. Get that hide off there. All right, we're good. Good job.
Whenever you're branding, you're rolling. I see you rolling to get it on both sides.
Right.
But what are you looking for time-wise or anything like that to know when you got it all the way in or not too far? Or?
You don't want to hold it too long because then the brand will splotch.
Okay.
And the reason you roll back and forth, you get an even brand.
You rock it up and down, and you can go through the skin.
You can't
if you leave it
hole.
on too long. The cow's high, it's thick.
Yeah.
It's not like a horse. You got to leave it on long enough to get through all the hair and the biggest mistake you can make in a branding is to put one on upside down. I had a guy last year, a big cow man and all this. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not saying your name. He puts one on upside down. He's not here this year. He's still that embarrassed. So we took a picture of it, framed it. I sent it to him for Christmas. I'll never let you forget it. Left foot on that hip. Take your time. Put it right there. Side to side. Up and down. Good. Right there. Excellent. Good job. What's upside down?
Like we talked before, it was really a social event shared and enjoyed by family and friends from all over. And we had a chance to catch up with a couple of the regulars. You guys come all the way from New York to come down to this?
Yep.
How long you guys been doing that?
18 years.
You've been coming?
I met Bobby's brother in a gym in Vegas. He had a cowboy hat on, so I just said, I used to ride horses when I was young. And he invited me out, and I actually showed up.
18 years ago, and you haven't stopped since.
Yeah, so we come out like once, twice a year. Sometimes I'll come out and help the guys in the ranch.
Different pace of life out here on the ranch, isn't it?
We're very grateful to have such good friends out here.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we're jaded New Yorkers, so when you come out here, we meet people like you and everybody here. It's a big difference.
While calves are being worked in the pens, they've got a crew out rounding up the next herd to bring in and sort so the action never stops. And I had a chance to talk to Bobby's brother-in-law, Ron, about some of the family history. So Ron, you married one of the Norris sisters.
Yes, I did. Married Carol. She's the second oldest.
So she's got another sister. There was 2 boys and 2 girls originally. And I think the thing that kind of interests me the most about this whole ranch is the history of it and what your father-in-law kind of started. And, I think the neat thing about being able to come out here and experience this branding on the T-Cross ranches is just, the legacy, the family, the generational part of it, the family history, and then the amount of people that you bring in across this country to be able to experience it with you guys.
Well, that's the thing about this brand. We try and do it the way they used to do it. It's with the lunch and everything is the old tradition, and it's slowly dying.
Yeah.
When Bob had ranches out east in Boyero, it used to be for about 6 weeks. We'd go out every week. We'd do T-Cross one week, we'd do the Schaefer one week, and it was really a neat deal.
Well, I know that passing that generation, passing that legacy along is important to Bobby too. I see both of his boys out here today doing it. It's such a privilege to take part in an event like this that Bobby and his family put on right here in southeastern Colorado. A 50-year tradition that was started by everyday work. One man on his own ground with his own children and their own piece of land where so many memories have been made and continue to be made. God bless the Norris family for sharing this family tradition and making it an experience for so many to come and enjoy and take part in.
Well, after spending a day with Bobby Norris at the T-Cross Ranches, I can see why people come from miles around to do this branding. The legacy, the family, the history, and they're keeping it going and passing that down from generation to generation. And Cookie's got lunch ready here at the Chuck Wagon. We're all gonna get a bite to eat and call it a day.
Just a little bit on the side.
Like that?
That's awesome.
Gonna roll it?
Yes.
There you go.
That sounds great. Miss Carol.
Yeah.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.